Welcome everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another live stream, and in this one we are going to talk about new exchange listing for Ecomi, the price action of Ecomi, especially right now after the Fed minutes that just came out about a couple of hours ago. And we are going to talk about obviously the Lambo drop. We have talked about it before, now we are going to talk about it after, and about Veve AMA or David Yu AMA with Binance NFT, and why everyone is talking about the Ecomi token and Binance, but no one is talking about the Veve NFTs and Binance. And I think we should really jump into that topic a little bit because it could get really interesting. And I have some very interesting facts, or let's say statistics, about Binance that could shed some light of what might be coming for the Veve collectibles and why I think that the Veve collectibles are still the superior play. And finally, we are also going to look into the market development, or let's say into the statistics right in our Veve market as we have it today. But before we start, please keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not your financial advisor. So please do your own research before you aid full degen into the Ecomi token, the Veve collectibles, or any other investment opportunity that we are talking about. And with that out of the way, let's get started. So welcome back to the stream. We already have some people here in the space. Spike is here, and we have Motili. Good evening to you too. We have Mr. Plan It and Profit. Good to see you again. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And we have Kobe Collects. Congratulations to Kobe Collects. I think you were one of the earliest to celebrate 2 years on Veve, if I recall that right. You made a post on this. Kobe Collect has some pretty awesome streams opening Pokemon packs and just get the entertainment out there. I think you had some pretty massive giveaways in the past. So shout out to Kobe Collect. If you don't know this channel, then make sure to check it out. Check out the next live stream. But also, yeah, that's very important. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're not yet, because YouTube only understands one treatment, and that is the like button. And I don't know even if it still exists, but the dislike button was also a treatment that YouTube understood. Yeah, so Kobe is a legend, 100% agree. And the blue heart, I'm still not used to the blue heart. If you see the thumbnail of this live stream, it's still the old logo. Doesn't mean that I completely reject it. I just couldn't fit it into that thumbnail today. Anyways, let's jump right into the meta here. So just need to switch up the view a little bit. If you are not subscribed yet, as I mentioned, subscribe. I am usually coming out with videos from outside nature wherever I am. You see, this was still snowy, and maybe a quick word on what's going on so far, and why I'm only making a couple of live streams now and then. I try to do the weekly live stream as I do it right now. The reason for that is that I am currently switching apartments, or let's say I have signed a contract for another apartment, more space, closer to work, more time, and more quality of life for doing Veve content. So ultimately, it will benefit us all. So I'm very much looking forward to all of this. You're a real one, bro. Thank you. Trent, come here to vent. Trent, come here to vent. That's a good name. Thank you very much. Vitimon says, PhD, you know, I always try to catch your streams, but it is warm and I gotta get this bike ride in. My God. Yo, what are you going, or where are you going? I mean, are you on the bike right now? Are you also in the fields? Always great content. Thank you very much for the support. I'm watching it lurking in the background. Yeah, sure. Feel free to do that. And we are going to go into some good stuff here. If you are watching this as a video after the live stream, make sure to check whether I put in timestamps or not below. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to put them, but I will try my best to get them out this time. Kobe just gifted. What's that? What did she gift? What is that, a piñata or so? I don't understand. Anyways, good. Let's start out with exchange listings because actually Ecomi has been listed on an exchange, if you can call it like that, and that is this one here. Take a look at this list. We knew this list for a long time, and we already got used to. And some people, some perma bears on Veve, basically called this will be the list forever. And obviously, this was also the reason why Ecomi did not have so much price action in the past, because there was just not volume and coverage. But this BitUbu exchange here came into this list, and actually Veve hasn't talked and posted anything about this, which makes me wonder if this was a rogue listing or a guerrilla listing, as Gate.io did it back then. As you can see here, Gate.io is massively failing with the volume because they delisted basically their services in 20 different countries, including the US. So Gate.io was the 8th biggest exchange in volume until they had to go away from the US, basically. Now, if we see this here, though, it's very interesting because BitUbu is actually raking in a 146,000 euro, roughly 11% of the entire OMI volume. So not too bad, although be very careful of when using an exchange like this. First of all, this volume can be fake. Why? Because many exchanges that are growing, they are putting bots to trade back and forth with almost no profits to just create trade volume to then jump up in the ranks and be more attractive for some people to just try that exchange out to purchase a smaller coin that is not on so many exchanges. So that's one strategy for exchanges to get new users. So this BitUbu exchange is right here. And actually, yeah, as you can see here, there are some differences in prices along the exchanges. But if this volume is real, then it would be as big as OKX. And that is pretty big, in my opinion. So let's just assume this volume is real. Then we just have ourselves another exchange where no one's talking about, basically, that is as big as OKX. So let me know what you think about this, but I think it could even have something to do with the latest OMI price development. So if we let me just get this tab into the front here. So if we look here at our OMI chart, actually last live stream we had this drawn a little bit different, but we can see this upward sloping price development since a long time, since our local bottom here, maybe the bottom, we don't know yet because it's not confirmed. And we have a breakout out of this pennant, out of this triangle. So right now we are looking at this back test of 0011. And basically we want to see that this in a couple of hours gives us a really neat and nice little back test here on this on this line, so that we can stay above. I mean, everyone is of the opinion it shouldn't stay there and come back down because everyone needs more OMI, but at some point there could be this point where this just doesn't happen. Although, let's put this all into perspective so that no one gets me wrong here. We see this upwards price action, but we have still a very, very big, can I get an arrow here? A very big downwards moving trend here. Let me get this big and red, actually even bigger here. Okay, so we still have this downwards trend, and actually this is nothing that is only related to the last part of this chart, but actually since way back we have just a downwards trend of lower highs and lower lows. So can we call the bottom in? I believe we cannot. And the reason for this is just that I want to see something like a bounce here, and then maybe a retest there, and then that we come somewhere above this level and then get a macro low here and then come out somewhere above these last highs. That's what I want to see first. But we have to at least acknowledge that in the last times we were trickling always down when we had a longer sideways movement. Now we have an extensive trend line up here, and a smaller breakout, let's say a midterm breakout. And this together with, as we have outlined in the last video that I made, which is already a couple of weeks old, we have somehow a sentiment shift in the overall market, which we relate mostly to Fed politics. So yeah, if we go into the macro, as Planet Profit says, then we have this clear downtrend, but we also see that this downtrend is slowing down. So maybe we get some really big, nice rounding bottom on OMI. That would be the best that you can find, like a super large curving up at some point, and just everyone wondering for months if that was it, and just expecting these whipsaw patterns here, and it will never come. It just rounds out the bottom and comes back up, right? So this could be everything's possible. And let me just put this disclaimer in here for everyone who is angry with me on Twitter. If you want a channel that says, yo, this is the bottom, or we are definitely not at the bottom, 4 zeros coming or whatever, this is not the channel. Sometimes people say, oh, so you say it can go up and it could go down and it could move sideways. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm just putting it into perspective with what we are seeing right now. So what do I see is that we have a narrative shift, at least partially, from the Fed, that coincides with a shift in sentiment, at least temporarily, in the space. So Jerome Powell stepping off of the gas with the rate hikes. The Fed minute meetings today were somehow neutral or the Fed minutes that were released were somehow neutral, just for everyone who didn't hear about it. As far as I read before this live stream, basically everyone agreed that the 0.25 rate hike that we saw was correct, which means that everyone is kind of in line with the not so hawkish but still hawkish politics, meaning bearish politics, but with less aggressive rate hikes. So what we want to see in the next, let's say, Fed meetings is that we do not get something above 0.25 rate hike, and that in the next months, not everyone is agreeing anymore that this is necessary. So we want to see that they are somehow showing signs of pivoting. Shia Ladouche, I have to say, I bought at 0.008. I've been shaking my head for a long ass time. I have to tell you that I bought my biggest part of Ecomi at 0.005, but then when it came lower, I just brought down my average so that I am sitting somewhere around 0.002 something-ish. So yeah, you're not alone with this, but obviously when I see and still 0.002 means that I'm still sitting in a loss right now. But this means for me that I want to acquire whenever I can more OMI so that I can bring down my average even more, because of the reasons that we are going to outline in a couple of minutes here in the stream. But let's say what Spike has to say. okay, enough of the charts. What is Veve doing to create value? People aren't just going to invest in the token without that. Very, very true. We know about the about the Omi utility program, and as I have mentioned before, get the chart a little bit out of the way here. As I've mentioned before, the Omi utility program makes only sense if Veve is working perfectly, because Veve is the backbone for the OUP. Epico Regal is never going to be the backbone for Ecomi. Not even 10 mini games will be the backbone for the Ecomi token. It will only be Veve. Therefore, it makes sense to prioritize every functionality within Veve to make Veve successful and enjoyable for every user, and then deal with Ecomi, or in the best sense, put Ecomi somewhere on the side lane to just grow with it. I think that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to pull off. But I think the focus is on Veve, and we can see that with the rebranding, with all the brands that are coming in, with hopefully a release of the Master Collector program firsthand, and then an OUP on top of it. I think that's what ultimately will create the value. I think Veve is well aware of the market that we are in. They have absolutely no reason to attempt any major market moves at this stage, which is why. So people said that they have no intention to list Ecomi on the exchanges, and I disagree. I disagree. They have the intention, and it's exactly like Shia says here. Why, if they wanted to just satisfy the Veve fam and the Ecomi token holders, they could have made a big post about this little exchange that we got here. Just moving back here so you can see that for everyone who just joined. So as you can see here, we have this bit ubu little exchange that is number 90 or so in the rankings. They could have made a story of, see, we are delivering exchanges, but they kept quiet. Why is that? Because they don't even want to pump out of this one right now. I at least think that this is the case. No reason to create value? No, I don't think so. I think that the value creation for the Ecomi token has to be sustainable. And there's just no reason to do that without having Veve where they want it to be. Veve has value already with IP. As macro crypto pumps and NFT adoption happens, you will see Veve has massive value. And here's another thing, because when macro crypto pumps, you want to have Omi pump with it in a bull market, because Omi will ultimately lead people into the Veve app, as it happened to me as well. I bought Omi first, and then I bought Veve NFTs. All holders now are essentially beta testers ahead of true utilization. I don't see this until at least 2024. We are still a long way away from metaverse working with the masses. I think you don't even need metaverse working for the masses to make Veve successful. I think you only need an achievement-based real collectors app, in the sense of, I know there are no real collectors, yada yada yada, on Veve, but just let me get this point out here. So when you have an app where it is fun, even as an investor, to spend a lot of time in, which it was in the beginning, when everyone was crazy about the drops, and drops were nothing normal, just you had to wait for drops to be announced, and sometimes a week passed without any drops, which is a scenario that we do not have today anymore. Then you had fun, like you were browsing the market and trying to see deals and flips. But now there is so much in the markets that you need other instruments to engage with people. It's just not enough to launch a golden moments drop anymore to engage with people, and that people talk days and weeks about the same drop. So naturally, in my personal opinion, Master Collector program is going to do that, because then people have something to do. Climb ranks, accumulate points, complete sets, and I hope they fill this up with animations that really create that excitement. You know, when you get an achievement in World of Warcraft or so, that you have this feeling of completionism going on. Like, first of all, you joined the app because of a Disney NFT. And then you thought to yourself, hell, why do I not complete a Disney set? And then you're like, okay, but there are more Disney sets, so I could just work my way to complete these sets. That's what we want to achieve, in my opinion. Luke, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for all the support that you are giving me. SL, do you see Omi at $5 this year? No way. Maybe all the Ecomi together at $5. No, but seriously, like $5 this year is completely out of the window, and probably it's a troll comment. But I will, nevertheless, I will tell you what I think is possible. What I think is possible, that in the anticipation, and given that we can really curb inflation and get these rate hikes somewhat to a pause, and maybe even have like 0 rate hikes for an extended period of time, I think that the crypto market could recover to a pre-FTX, inflation is going ham level, which would also bring maybe Ecomi back to 0.005-ish, where it was accumulating sideways before the big dump. If we could go with a 0.005 into the next bull run, I would be really happy, because usually or that would put then for the next bull run Ecomi in the territory where you could see a 5 to 10 cent Ecomi token, in my opinion. But this is all really big guesswork, because some tokens just put 100x in no time upon exchange listings, and others take time until they have whatever milestone and then explode. But I mean, if you had a 100x Ecomi from where we are right now, that puts us at 10 cents, right? So yeah. What do you expect first go up, Veve NFT or Omi? Definitely Veve NFTs, in my opinion. And we are going to talk about Veve NFTs in a bit, because of all the Binance rumors and shebang. But let me just get through the last comments here. Of course not 3-5 year min. That's FUD. NFT adoption will create value for Veve. NFT adoption is inevitable. It's inevitable, but the Ecomi token is linked to the usability of the Veve NFTs within the Veve app, which means that if you have wild NFT adoption certificates on a Polygon blockchain or so, Ecomi doesn't win anything from that. I think back to the price action that we could expect, even if Omi would not have any utility at all in the next bull run, you could still expect a 5 to 10x pump. So it's not that that you would be that you would be sitting on your losses, and this would be the only token that doesn't move, right? It doesn't work that way. There are dead, really like confirmed dead coins that put in a 3x or so, like even 10x from where they're sitting. They're like, the Twitter is abandoned, or even said that they are abandoning a project, still pumps in the bull run. My real worry is that Marvel is tanking right now, DC is tanking right now, pushing away new fans. Pokemon is my only glimmer of hope currently. I wouldn't put it like that, because I mean, to be fair, if you make the calculation of, even if you bought the top of the last bull run within Veve, and you calculate how much you are down from your portfolio's all-time high, given that this was with a gem exploit and gem inflation in the app. So let's say deduct from your all-time high some of that gem value, because you wouldn't have gotten $1 at the point there was no cash out and gems were trading at 0.5. So a fair value would be let's say your vault in the bull run peak was worth 50,000 gems. Then a fair valuation at this point at 0.5 gems was 25,000, right? So calculate how much you're down from there and then compare it with most of the altcoins in the market to the current lows that we had a couple of weeks ago. My personal Veve portfolio held better than my overall altcoins, except Bitcoin, but overall altcoins. So I think I'm not too worried about this. And I also think that we do not need Pokemon to have a turnaround in the Veve space, because ultimately Veve is a market, and the Veve basically goes up. Everything in Veve goes up until the unless the project completely dies, but everything will go up with people having more money to throw into that. And we had our bull run in a time where people basically sat at home, got C19 stimulus checks, and had some couple of $1,000 left over to just throw that into crypto, into altcoins, into NFTs. So to cut a long story a little bit shorter than it might need as an explanation, I think that no matter what, in the moment that they release the money printer in the US and everywhere around the world, which could take more than a year still, bringing us into the next bull run. And also you have to see that governments want to spend money to make economy go up so that they look good. So they would probably not want to have this politics for another 3 years in the US. So the moment they release this money printer, money will flow in all of these degenerate plays again, in my opinion. Who was the guy that owned the rights to Pokemon? He was all over Veve, but I've not seen or heard from him in a while. Actually, he doesn't own the rights to Pokemon. He is the father of Pokemon, basically. It's Alfred Kahn. He is still a member of, I think he's an advisor for Veve. He's still a member of the Veve team in the broader sense. So he helped create Veve. We haven't seen him in a while, that's true. But on the other hand, if we think a couple of months back, he was still on an AMA, and there was also a stream from another YouTuber, most of you know him, Randy, with Alfred Kahn. So it's not that he has gone, or he's gone. He's not gone. I think it's just not the time to tease more Pokemon right now, because everyone is like in this disbelief stage. Maybe we are in this disbelief rally. We don't know yet. We could head lower at any point. But yeah, I think who owns the rights to Pokemon, at least locally for New Zealand, there were rights to sell from David Yu. So there was an interview where Alfred Kahn says that David Yu holds the rights to Pokemon, obviously not worldwide, but I think locally. Yeah, we will see. But I mean, if they would launch NFTs on any project, probably would be Veve. Matt G says, what do you think about Top Shot potential security? Actually, I have this tab open to talk about, so maybe we jump to this first and then we go to Binance. So get to the FUD content first. Here's, where is it? There we go. So I actually pulled this up here for you guys to discuss with me. Maybe I can get this a little bit bigger here. Okay, so Hello K posted today just in, Top Shot NFTs are potential unregistered securities. This could really have a huge impact on the overall digital collectibles market moving forwards. Keep your eyes peeled and ears listening to what is to come. So basically, yeah, there is this post here from Chet Long, potentially. So it's not like they were labeled unregistered securities. It's just Bloomberg said something here. The accurate reading is potential unregistered securities as the judge found in facially plausible that they fit the definition, and has denied the dismissal of for the lawsuit against Depper Labs. So basically, everything that happened here in this case is that the judge denied to throw out the case. The judge did not say that these are unregistered securities. Now, the big question is why, as far as I recall, NFT Top Shots is like collecting cards and stuff like that, so like baseball cards or whatever, like or is it basketball? I don't know, like sports cards. I'm not so familiar with Top Shots here, but as far as I recall, they are just NFTs and nothing else around it. So if they were NFTs where you would be rewarded, like for example, some of the Bored Apes, where they got an airdrop of ape coin, or I think it was Illuvium token, where you got an airdrop of Ethereum, then I think it would fit more the definition of security, which then basically has to pass the Howey test, where you would say, okay, this endeavor, this asset that I'm buying is basically granting me access to future profits, where I rely on a third-party company to generate value for me, and this all has been launched in an ICO. Is that given when a company gives out just collectibles, just collectible cards? I don't think so. So basically, if you buy a comic on Veve and you expect them to share their profits with you, from on top of holding this comic, so basically not only an airdrop of another collectible, but let's say Omi tokens, for example, then it would probably be that the comic is a security. So yeah, I let me know what you think about this, because it's really, really hard to get the accurate insight and into what could be a security, what not, if you are a German and your entire law system is based on a whole different scheme than the US law is. Like in US law, you have precedents, and in the Roman law, basically, in the European law, you have a codified law, you have paragraphs, and you judge each case upon those paragraphs and not on the precedents where you decided in the same manner. So what the SEC is trying, what US lawmakers are trying, is to create the precedents for what is a security and what not. And right now they are just like in Wild West, picking out one project and give it a death shot. So yeah, it's just that's at least how I view it. Let's see here. You're right, Veve doesn't have real collectors. I see that as a major problem, and I hope they partner with games company and provide the NFT engine for in-game items. Yeah, I mean, I disagree that. I said it more sarcastically. I think there are real collectors. However, I think there are way more investors than real collectors right now. But changing the mechanics to collection oriented will bring in more collectors. So we have a lot of hearts here, blue hearts, red hearts. Love you all. And we have thumbs up. Yeah, make 60 people here. I am overwhelmed because I thought that the algorithm would punish me for not uploading videos in the last weeks, just having some live streams. Once we get into that new apartment in a little bit more than a month, then we go completely ham on the videos. And until then, I have a lot to do, and I will try to bring out as much and only as necessary content, right? 5 to 10 billion plus market cap this cycle IMO, especially if we get listed on top exchanges. And that would be, what would that be? Would that be the 100x? Something like that. Hello from France. Greetings to France. Let me know from which city you are. I hope you you are all sitting comfortable and enjoying the stream, I see in Omi NFTs more value if they list on Binance than Omi listing, because come on, they will sell it in BNB or ETH and not in Omi on Binance. That's actually exactly what we are going into after this securities topic. QE after raising the US debt ceiling. Absolutely. This is a very, very good point. So despite the Fed meetings we had before, Jerome Powell basically confirming that the Congress in the US, I think it's the Congress, right? The Congress in the US has no other choice than deciding on raising the US debt ceiling. And raising the debt ceiling just means that you can print more money. And when the money printer goes on, then money gets into the pile. Right now, they are pulling money out of the pile. So when money goes into the pile, then you have the large green candles. Very true. If you fractionalize your NFT in the future, will definitely count as a security. Hopefully not, but do your own research. I think then the fractions of the NFTs are like company shares, and that will count as a security, because then these shares are basically rights to have a participation in the selling of that NFT that some manager or so will sell. That would be like a fund, right? And you would have a stock of that fund. But I think, yeah, I don't care about fractionalized NFTs. I think that's not so interesting for Veve collectibles at this point in time. We are one announcement away from this whole platform to burst. Those that held will prosper. Those who sell will be left out. It's that simple. If you need real life money, just cash out. I think I just changed this so that it's a little bit more attractive to look at. I think you're absolutely and 100% right. Basically, what we are seeing right now, what we have been seeing the last 4, 5, 6 months, maybe even 1 year, is shakeout. It's the shakeout. Those who have done their research and decided to stay within the projects, they have stood strong. And I mean, these massive collapses, like the Terra Luna one and the FTX collapse, that brought Omi to a level like this, where you almost like where, I mean, this collapse really makes you sick, right? This is basically the entire bear market drawdown here from the real bear market, and then you have this capitulation like event here. This could be a capitulation, right? This reminds me of something. I have read a book, or I've listened to a book about is more about leadership, but these are like Navy SEALs that are describing the Hell Week, where like 200 people start and 30 or so make it, and these are already like strong people that start, and only 30 can really endure the psychological effects of that training, right? So sometimes I think if you are an Ecomi Veve holder, you're going to through Hell Week. Like, and those who stand strong in the end will be rewarded with their Ecomi and Veve trident. So yeah, I think that's basically what Crypto Tony is saying here. We have lost so many people along the way that basically rang the bell of giving up. That somewhere here there will only be true degenerates that like the people that I've read so many comments that said my portfolio is like 5,000, I will hold to zero or to the moon. Like so at some point you will have the seller exhaustion, and into this super low volatility, low liquidity market. When they release crypto pay into such a market, the Veve market would explode, because you have to see there are some collectibles where you have like 8 listed of secret rare comics or so. If someone tries to buy, there could be just moments before because people are not fast enough to list their new collectibles, where there is one or none of these in the market at some point. Truth, Kryptoni. Yeah, absolute truth. That's a fire comment right there. What's good, everybody? Veve Arcade, good to have you here on the stream. Kryptoni, when they say Pokemon Omi Moons, all other collectibles tank. Hey, Pat, Moni Lee, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Planito, Z-Phaser, okay. Hey, everyone, we are almost there. Don't stop digging now. We are almost to the treasure. Yeah, there's actually that meme where you have the guy just turning around and going away, and you see it from the side where there's only like a meter of earth until he would find the treasure, but he gives up because he thinks there's nothing in the earth. So yeah, that's what he is referring to. Bit Yubu not mentioned on market tab of Ecomi token info on CoinGecko, but on what is it here, on CoinMarketCap. It's mentioned here, and it's also mentioned on Livecoin Watch. If you know the site, if you would scroll down here, you also see Bit Yubu. So it's listed there. And yeah, as you can see here, also this is the volume distribution. So actually, this is the third biggest volume giver right now. And Bitforex has actually increased in volume. I think the reason for this is that they offer staking. Was that Bitforex that offers staking for 6% for OMI token? So I heard at least about that. Maybe someone who is staking can confirm. I highly endorse to not do that, or at least I wouldn't do it, because it's just a risk to have money on exchanges right now. I mean, if something really, really bad happens in the world right now, then the markets tank, and that could throw another exchange into really wild territory. Let's quickly look at this when we're already here. So as we can see right now, we have a total market cap of 300 million. 10x would get us to 3 billion, which would be then in the lower top 50 of the last bull run. So there's definitely some potential upside. Now, this is interesting here, because if we are looking at the overall like the last 30 days, it would have been better to hold Ecomi than USD, BTC, or even ETH, which is very interesting in my opinion. But overall, obviously, you see that we are underperforming by a lot, which is true for most of the altcoins. Why? Because altcoins usually only tend to outperform in altcoin season, in the bull run. Anyways, this is a good time to stack, in my opinion, and that's what I have been doing. Let me now get into, actually, there are so many comments. If I don't get to all of your comments, please don't hate me for that. Let me try to get through them. Bro, don't know if you remember me saying I was gonna shave my beard at the bottom. I shaved literally on November 21st. I hope I remain right. I hope you are right. Arcade is the most talented in Veve. The judge said, as to the allegations here, the court finds that defendants' public statements and marketing materials objectively led purchasers to expect profits. Okay, so yes, that could be a reason to label it a security, but I'm still not convinced that it is enough, because I mean, this would be like David Yu saying, hey guys, buy the Todd from our marketplace because it's going to be worth a couple of $1,000s in the future. I don't know. I don't think that they did it like this. Hello from Paris. Greetings to Paris. Nice channel. You rock. Thank you, man. You guys all rock. 70 people have been here or are here right now. Please smash up the like button so that YouTube pushes this content out a little bit more, a little bit further. That would really help me. It's absolutely free, only costs you a second out of your day, and would help me tremendously. Veve Arcade says, yep, yeah, well, post a pic. I bet you look younger. What are you talking about? JP, I don't know. Jeremy Padawa was the Pokemon guy I was thinking of, not Alfred Kahn. Oh, yeah. So Jeremy Padawa is big, in the toy business, and also in the Pokemon card world. He helped Logan Paul to execute the biggest Pokemon card sale that has ever been done, with 5.4 million US dollars for a Pokemon Illustrator card. BitUbu is a nobody exchange, and we still got a decent pump. Imagine if we list on a tier 1 exchange. Yeah. Patient Hodler is a prick. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Veve Arcade, I do, but that stank as we had to go. Oh, damn. Based on 1937 Act, does anyone know when David Yu interview is with Binance? I tried to rush through these comments a bit. I'm on crypto pay in beta. I bought a few $100s of gems a few days ago using ETH. Was easy and took 5 minutes to show. That's actually big. So if you could let us know, if you're still here, Big A, if you could let us know about this, is there any limit? Like, did they display any limit for you when uploading ETH? Like, is there a limit of how much ETH you could convert? Big A, that's good to know. Barrier of entry is not a problem. That's bullish. Veve needs to get off of Wire, as that is going to cause them problems in the US. Yeah, probably. And also Wire's not, I mean, we know that they cannot be trusted. Hopefully they are working on plan B and C. Oh boy, come on the Binance part. Yes, sorry. It's true. Okay, so what do we have? This was posted by vevefambam.eth. And she's saying here, look at this Instagram post by David Yu just now. And this Instagram post that she is referring to is saying there is a Binance New Zealand. Don't forget that it's for now only New Zealand, but it's still Binance AMA series for premium licensed NFTs, how global brands are making NFTs part of their strategy. So, and the funny thing is that after this comment, everyone was going on about, yo, this could mean that Omi is listed on Binance, or this could mean that Ecomi is not about Ecomi in the first place, in my opinion. I think it will pull Ecomi with it if that would have something to say. But I mean, there must be a reason why Binance is interested in having an AMA with David Yu. If they are considering, or they are, let's put it in a different way, they have a very big NFT marketplace already. They are the biggest exchange out there, and certainly the general manager of Binance NZ is not the smallest fish in the New Zealand Binance sphere that you could have put up there to do an AMA with David Yu. I mean, you could have also used the NFT regional manager for Auckland or so, right? So I mean, it's not as big because it's only New Zealand, but it's also not as small as you can see here. Okay, so that first. Now, David Yu doing an AMA on something that has to do with Binance is in itself bullish, because he gets to talk about Veve NFTs to a larger audience, to the audience of a part of one of the biggest exchange and still living exchange in the world, crypto exchange in the world. So that is big in itself. Now let's get into why Binance is so interesting. So as we can see here, this is the Binance NFT space. So they have this on their main exchange. This is Binance.com. And they have basically listed here all these collections where we can also see the market caps and so on. And they are at the moment tradable in Ethereum and in Binance Coin. Now, there is something that is I don't know where this is. I think it's the first here. Yeah. So this caught my eye because do you remember that Veve actually switched to immutable X and with that got where is it? Like the zero trading the zero fees for minting and stuff like that. So they are like Binance is minting onto the Binance chain. They are offering in Ethereum, so they are not requiring to have that all in Binance. And Ecomi moved to immutable X, not Ecomi. The Veve NFTs moved to immutable X, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum, which should in fact at least facilitate the implementation of the Veve NFTs into such a space. So yeah, basically I don't see the other thing that I wanted to show here. There was something about emission free, which was also very interesting because they had somewhere this green story here as well that Veve is also pushing, but I cannot see it anymore. So now you see here there are these collections, and obviously there could be then something like, for example, a Disney collection or so, which would be displayed here. Obviously, this requires that Binance is listing, in fact, Veve NFTs. But this goes along with this last podcast on Matt Gondek podcast, where David, you basically said that they discarded Veve NFTs on OpenSea because they wouldn't trust. And also, I think he was referring to a big exchange that went under for the Ecomi token. And in the same sentence, he mentioned the Veve NFTs and then said, imagine that users would have sent their entire collections to an outside marketplace and it would die. So right now, with the development that we have in the space, like eBay is getting into NFTs. Binance has this big NFT place. Coinbase has a super big NFT place. And probably everyone who is somewhat of an e-commerce, e-sales company in the next years will somehow include an NFT place, because it would be just lost revenue if you wouldn't. So we could even expect an Amazon, for example, to put in an NFT space. Let me just see what we have so far here. There's more to this. Living Aloha is still referring to the securities thing. The judge also said the existence of a secondary marketplace controlled by Depper Labs supports his conclusion the US regulation is going to set the country back behind other countries. So if this is the case, then this would also apply to the Veve secondary marketplace. My Collectible says, "Owe me to the moon." Not yet, but we are getting there. We are going to shill Ecomi until it's getting to the moon. Let's see. Keywords: let and expect. Still muddy waters on this. Nothing in stone. If they said you will prosper, that would be wrong. Consumer decisions are not company problems. So the big question is just here, because being right and getting your right in front of a judge or a jury is two different things. So we just have to wait for the SEC and like country judges to get out with whatever precedents they want to do. To the moon. Owe me moon, lol. Okay, so yeah, my collectibles is already doing the work here. No Limits also saying, shout out to you for the insane effort that you are doing on your channel. I think you're posting videos in the live stream like almost every day. I respect that a lot because I know how hard it is to get to do all of this, even if and when it's and probably for most of us it is not the main job yet to be an Omi and Veve YouTuber. Big A says, with crypto buy-in, you select how many gems you want to buy. Then next screen tells you conversion rate and exact amount to send. No limit shown. So yeah, we wait for a crypto whale to just throw in some money and start. And probably they are doing that. Just if I was in this condition, let's think it like this. Think with me, guys. Think with me. If you were a crypto whale and you would have, like, you're sitting on a shitload of money and you just say, okay, I have $250 million just to play around. Let's take 1 million and put it into Omi. You would not go into one collectible and pump it to a couple of thousand. You would just look around and buy one off of the floor and then see if there are new listings coming in, or raise the floor like 10% and see what happens. So you wouldn't go like all in and reveal yourself like the whales are doing in the crypto space when they just put a buy wall and let it disappear, or trade between two ranges. So that's what a whale would do. So actually for us it would be long time invisible if they would upload these amounts of money, I think, unless someone knows exactly which is the address of that bridge where you basically send the crypto and convert into gems. But as far as I recall, it's basically getting to Wire. Wire sells the crypto and purchases gems for you or something like that, so that Veve is not the exchange. Crypto Tony says, no crypto whale will ever put a significant amount ETH into Veve unless there is a way to get it back out instantly. Crypto pay in is great, but crypto pay out is also necessary. 100% right. And also, one more problem is, even if you make a lot of profits, 10% fee is still something that hurts. And you can make it with a lot of less fees just in the normal altcoin market. Tell this Dr. Profit, this jerk bought a vault for 88K. Yeah, well, that is pretty underwater, that investment, though. How do you feel about Veve focusing on retail people and not really the crypto people? I think that's a good thing, because if you would focus on the crypto people, you would basically make this whole world unobtainable for the normal person. So obviously people will realize when they're coming from the new normal world that when prices are pumping, that something's going on beyond their focus. But what you want is that the masses are coming into the app and purchasing one or two collectibles. And yes, then obviously everyone who has a couple of hundred collectibles will be swimming up there and will be making way more MCPs than the others. But on the other hand, once prices rise, people will take profit. So this will be a gradual effect, in my opinion, that will have in the bull run, it spikes and then come back down. Veve is focusing on crypto people. The press releases for Lambo were all crypto focused. That is also true. I think that, yeah, so I think that they are focusing on crypto people because crypto people are their early investors. However, I think they are also focusing on getting the app to mainstream. So I think from an Omi perspective, you could say that they basically abandoned those crypto people for now. But in a collectibles perspective, it's still focused on Omi, on crypto people. What did I miss just joining? Everything. You missed talking about NFT Top Shots being potentially a security. You missed Ecomi being listed on an exchange, and now we are at Binance. So let's just quickly talk about okay, so here Robert Rosado says, I'm pretty sure the limit is 10K a week, which would be not too much if you are a really big whale. By the way, I really enjoy your content. You were one of the first YouTubers I would watch when I got into Veve. You're not sketchy like some others that I won't name right now. Thank you so much for the compliment. Actually, that means a lot to me, that feedback. And therefore, yeah, thank you so much for pointing this out. Let's continue here with Binance, because so let's just assume that the AMA that will be going on with David Yu here on Binance New Zealand. Let's just assume that this is the first step in the direction of one day Veve NFTs being on Binance, and potentially one day a Ecomi token being listed on Binance as a consequence of being the utility token behind all of the stuff that is coming into Binance. Let's just assume that. We know that this is probably still far away, but I think at one point it will happen. So when we assume that this will happen, then let's look at the Binance statistics and facts for 2023. I think there are some pretty interesting things here. So yeah, we know that Binance is the biggest exchange in the world. The BUSD stablecoin, which they will right now burn, by the way, this came in a couple of hours ago, they will burn like 2 billion of those BUSD stablecoins or something like that. Binance revenue amounted to around 20 billion in 2021, which is crazy. And since then, in the beginning of this year and in the end of last year, they have purchased the assets of many crypto exchanges that went under. So they must be in profit on those as well right now. So that's just crazy what they pulled off here. Binance Labs has set aside 500 million for Web3 and blockchain projects. So they are also funding projects. They are heavy believers in the Web3 space, and they obviously, with their NFT space, are not concerned about securities, so the securities topics. Otherwise, they would be very careful with listing all of this stuff on their exchanges. Ending June 2023, BNB Smart Chain TVL dominance equaled 8.66%. I think either they calculate the TVL that you cannot unstake, or they made a mistake here because June 2023 is in the future. The Binance US number of users was 2.5 million. Yeah, in August 2023. This is also, I don't know what they did here. Maybe they just substituted every 2022 with a 2023 and just made the mistake of not changing this. But this is definitely in the past. So I assume this was last year. 2.5 million users, though. Imagine you would have that exposure for Ecomi and Veve on an exchange. And then 14 out of 25 most played NFT games use the Binance Smart Chain. So the NFT gaming part seems to be very strong here on the Binance side. I mean, that's a high percentage here. Binance has the largest NFT marketplace in the world. And Binance, okay, that is not so interesting. That's the BNB burn. Yeah, so, and obviously CZ Binance is a very, very important person. But I think the most outstanding things are that they are trusting a lot in the Web3 development. They have the largest NFT marketplace in the world. By which standards is the question? Is it the largest because of those users, or is it the largest in terms of volume? That's something that obviously we would have to figure out. Okay, so what do you guys think? What happens to Veve NFTs if you can transfer them or sell them on Binance, or maybe they're just integrated for Binance being something like a selling front end, and yet the rest, or maybe even with the fees, everything is going through Binance. This could be a possibility, and I think ultimately everyone who has a brand on Veve would want to have Veve NFTs on Binance, because basically high values, and then this fee would still generate a lot of revenue for them if they cannot squeeze out anymore by continuous drops, because there will be a natural limit for some brands of releasing drops. I mean, the 50th Lambo drop will probably not see that much attention anymore as the first, unless they increase the quality a lot or new functionalities and so on. So yeah, I think I had something else. Yeah, so let's take a quick look here at Veve, what we have right now. Because so here, new design, I am getting kind of familiar with this right now, and I think from looking at it more and more, it looks better. Honestly, it looks better right now than in the beginning. It was weird to me, but now it looks better. So as we can see, another 1-of-1 NFT, another comic with rare covers. Not too excited about each and every comic right now, and we get another Disney drop. So to all the naysayers and all the fudders that are basically saying that Disney could leave Veve right now, Disney is launching a hell of a lot of their branded stuff on Veve. And if we look here, this is in celebration of the Disney 100, which started with the Oswald. So they had their golden moments, and now they have the Disney 100. And if you are in the position of celebrating 100 years of Disney content, then and you are launching a lot of NFTs on only one platform, and you're engaging into that mass marketing strategy and so on, I don't know how people can still say that Disney is probably dropping Veve in the next month or so, that Disney is probably going away and whatever. I don't see that if I look at all these drops. So that's something that I can just not understand as an argument. Yeah, then here's another thing which I love, because look at this. Look at Oh, sorry, the sound went off here. So look at how advanced they made the introductions of the comics right now with Corey, aka Veve in 3, who abandoned his channel for Veve. I think that's all overall really, really good, because before they only launched a Medium article. Right now they have a guy that is basically explaining the stories behind the comics. So that is all looking really, really good. And to be honest, I mean, looks good, right? Yeah, merch accounts and so on. Actually, we have talked on this channel a lot about way before the account merch came, that probably the account merch would have the effect of dropping prices in the app. And I think the effect is coming in right now. So we see another drop in prices despite the overall sentiment having shifted, because there were thousands of collectibles released from merged accounts that could now be sold into the market. So I think there is another wave of selling before we can reach seller exhaustion. Keep that in mind, and this could be also a pretty good time if you want to get one of the collectibles that came out last year or during the last year, especially in beginning of last year and 2021 in the end. So these have dropped tremendously in value. I think, and also I think there was one more. Actually, I have to open this up because there was one very interesting comment here about burning accounts. Burning accounts, not burning accounts, burning collectibles, because apparently it seems that Veve is moving collectibles to the burn wallet right now from inactive accounts. So let me just see where this is. Where was that? There was somewhere a comment. Give me a second here, guys. I will find it, hopefully. Where was that? I had seen that. Someone posted this on Twitter, but I cannot find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I cannot find it. Maybe you have seen it. So it was it was a post that basically we know from Immutascan, we know the address of the burn wallet, and there are a lot of collectibles being moved to the burn wallet right now. So someone had identified that. I cannot find it right now, but it's somewhere on Twitter. Actually, one other thing, we wanted to watch the current purchasing behavior of whales quickly, because I promised you in the beginning of this live stream that we would take a quick look into the Veve market and how this is standing right now. And here we are at the VeveX tracker. We are at the top 100 wallets. That is, when you go to the VeveX tracker and you go onto this top 100 sign with the star, then we can see the top wallets, how big their collections are. This is made by VeveFox, and as we can see here, we see what they have minted, what they have purchased, what the biggest whales have sold off, and what their net accumulation is. And what stands out to me is that while these prices are trickling lower, we see that in the top 25 wallets, there is only one wallet with a net negative, and this one wallet has only there are in the top 25, there is this one. In the top 25, there's this one wallet that has sold one collectible I think it's in the last week or so. Past 7 days. So overall, you see here, accumulation of these massive wallets is plus 153, plus 300, plus 1.2k collectibles. So everyone that is bigger here is buying. Everyone that has a big stack of collectibles until place 26 is buying. And then we have one that sold off 8 collectibles and bought one. And then we have someone who has done some rebalancing, as it seems, bought 25, sold off 43. So this overall FUD, which is insane to me, this overall FUD is just not reflected in these bigger investors and maybe collectors. So if we pass through all of these wallets that have more than 1,000 collectibles, we almost see no wallets that have sold off collectibles. You really have to see this. So this purchasing behavior will lead at some point to seller exhaustion at these price points, in my opinion. And I think this is the last leg down in the Veve space because of the merge accounts. After that, and obviously if they would go back to higher edition numbers and high prices and so many drops, that also drains liquidity from the market. But the moment that we have the crypto pay and flowing, and more of these drops that are really, really scarce. Yeah. So we got the message now that live on the stream, we have chilled so much that OMI is actually going up. So let's take a look. Well, we cannot see it from this perspective, but maybe, oh yeah. So we see this bounce was actually pretty effective here. We could even go into the 4 hour just to have some fun. So we see this bounce was very, very effective at exactly at this 00180 level, and now we are curving upwards. Now the question is, can we go higher than our previous local high here? That would be the question. Well, I think we have talked about OMI, and that's totally the reason why it's going up now, right? So thanks for the heads up here, Darren. We just will have to see if this is sustainable. Yeah, that's basically what we want to see. But I think at least this retest here looks pretty good for now. But obviously, for us to be more confident, we would have to basically take out this this move. We see that was a pretty strong move because of all this volume here down here. So that's at least that's a double from here. So we would need to double the price from here and get past this, and then put in a higher low. That's what I want to see. Yeah, but in terms of the Veve collectibles, I still think to close this full circle, I think that for the mid-term, Veve collectibles are going to perform better than the Ecomi token. I could be totally wrong about this though, because this prediction is only valid until we get exchanges. Because if we get one exchange, there's not even a lot of effort necessary to get this token to double or triple in price. And then obviously you have to see, if you have a golden moment, how much does this have to go up to triple in price and make you the same profits, keeping in mind that you also have to pay 8.5% fee on the secondary market and then a 10% fee on top of your gains. So that's something to always keep in mind. Jordan is here. Welcome to the stream. And Jordan says, do you think we will get exchanges for OMI before utility with OMI on the Veve app? That's a very good question, because I think the strategy is exactly that they want to get the utility first, so that people buy into the token from the app into the utility before speculants are buying into the Ecomi token on exchanges. On the other side, we have just seen that we got another exchange. However, this is a very, very, very little exchange, but we got BitUbu. By the way, Bitmart is not here anymore. Oh, is it? Or is it? If we go to all, show all markets. No, it doesn't show Bitmart anymore. Does anyone know what happened to Bitmart for Ecomi? Or is BitUbu Bitmart? Is that a rebranding? Then we wouldn't have a new exchange. I don't know actually about this. Bitmart exchange. Let's see if we have any news here on Bitmart. Okay, no news of Bitmart having died or rebranded. So if we go to Bitmart exchange, by the way, Bitmart is a pretty scammy exchange, I think. So be very careful with exchanges like this. But so Bitmart is not BitUbu. That's confirmed. So we have a new exchange. The question is, where did then Bitmart go? On CoinMarketCap, it doesn't say that we can purchase something here. Can we, on the markets, can we search for Ecomi here? How is this working? I cannot see the sidebar. Oh yeah, here we go. Ecomi. Where is it? Right. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's not Ecomi. Omi. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's still there. It's still there. However, it doesn't show on CoinMarketCap, which is weird. So actually, we have another exchange here, but it doesn't show on CoinMarketCap. Bit2Me. What is Bit2Me? So yeah, here on CoinMarketCap, we don't see Bitmart. We see OKX, Gate.io, Xendex, Bitforex, BitUbu, and Uniswap. Well, that's, yeah, we got ourselves this new exchange. And Jordan asked before, so just to finish this off, before utility with Omi on the Veve app. Yeah, I think the Omi utility should come first. Will it come first? I don't know. Maybe they will give us more smaller exchanges so that we get some more volume, some more price action. But I think definitely Omi utility will come before a Binance listing. I think that's going to happen. Well, so guys, make sure to smash up the like button if you like this session today here. Also, let me know here in the comments below if you watch this afterwards, what you think about all of those topics. And I think that's it for today. 1 hour and 20 minutes should be enough. I thank you all so much for stopping by. Over 70 people here on the stream. Guys, on the way out, if you are not subscribed yet, do me the favor and subscribe, or do yourself the favor and subscribe. And yeah, oh, there's actually one more comment coming in. We will never know what comes first with the Veve team. The project management communication to stakeholders is disastrous. They fail on all traditional projects and management skills. Yeah, so I don't know if they fail on all traditional project management skills. I do not have that insight into Veve. I hope they don't fail on all of these, but I think the criticism at this point in time is justified. So thank you very much for this, and thank you very much for each and every one of you who have participated in this chat here. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. We are very happy about this little exchange and the price action and the bounce on Ecomi. And that's something to sleep well on. So see you in the next video or live stream.